Last week in Minnesota, Rocio Restrepo won her 4th career PWBA Tour title and first of 2018. Now she tries a repeat defeat in Columbus, Ohio. This is the capital city of Columbus, Ohio, home to the Blue Jackets, the Buckeyes. And from Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl, the nationwide PWBA Columbus Open. 5 of the world's best bowlers on display today, going for a title and prize money. This is Dave Ryan alongside PWBA Tour superstars Kelly Kulick, 6-time major champ, and Shannon O'Keefe, points leader for Player of the Year in 2018. Step-ladder bowling from Columbus. We start our show with Clara Guerrero, first show of the year for her against Jordan Richard, appearing her 3rd straight TV show. 3-seed legend Liz Johnson, Hall of Famer, has 23 career titles. The 2-seed Rocio Restrepo, champ in the Twin Cities last week. And the top seed, also the lone lefty, Shannon Plahowski, who's joined now by Shannon O'Keefe.
Shannon, we are about an hour from your hometown. You find yourself the #1 seed after having a consistent season but a little bit of up and downs. What's it going to take? What are your keys to bring home this title today?
Just going to have fun, no pressure. Just go out there and make the 10 best shots I can and see what happens.
Well, best of luck to you, Shannon. Guys?
Shannon, thanks so much. And Kelly Kulick, it's been a while. Shannon Plahowski goes for her 3rd career title, first since the BPAA Women's All-Star Rockford, Illinois back in 2014.
Yeah, Shannon has made multiple TV appearances in the last 3 seasons of tour, the first one for the season and our 4th consecutive tour. But as you can see, a lot of second-place finishes. She's been knocking on the door, but hasn't found a way to crush it open. Tonight might be her chance to get to victory lane.
First appearance 2018 for Clara Guerrero, star from Colombia. Gets us started. All 10 back, great shot. Jordan Richard, what a streak she's been on from Tecumseh, Michigan, outside Ann Arbor. 3 straight TV shows to equal what Liz Culkin did last week with her 3rd straight show. Jordan has a win this year in Pennsylvania, looking for a 2nd title. Looking shot, 4-pin stands. Right now, a big lead for Rookie of the Year in the points race.
Yeah, Jordan Richard pretty much has Rookie of the Year locked up with only one more event to come next week in Plano, Texas, PWBA Players Championship. Exciting to see all the individuals going there. A lot happening in the points race for the top 16 as we get to the road of Richmond.
Has her mark.
Jordan Richard's game, we've watched her the last 3 weeks, a 5-step approach. We said how powerful she is with her lower body and her legs. Heel toe step. They pause right there with the height of her backswing. Really like that there. But notice how calm her left arm is. Nice and relaxed as it drops inward, and she gains all the power from her torso as she slides forward. Great balance and leverage at the foul line. Trail leg just follows quietly behind.
Good shot there. 10-pin stands for Jordan.
Just a little late. Yep.
Told us pre-match she's getting more and more comfortable with TV. The first appearance, live television, national TV show was in St. Pete a couple weeks back. Made it again last week in Eagan, Minnesota.
No problem as she converts the 10-pin.
Any player who rolls a 300 game during the telecast will receive a $10,000 bonus courtesy of GoBowling.com. Visit GoBowling.com to find local bowling centers, get tips from the pros, and for all the latest news and information about your favorite sport, bowling. Originally from Colombia, lives outside Austin, Texas now in Pflugerville. So glad to be back on TV. Clara Guerrero, 10-pin there. She's battled a lot of injury problems this season. Finally, closer to 100%. Kelly, she told us maybe 70 right now with the back issues I've had to encounter this year.
Oh my goodness, Dave, to report on her history of last year having an injury in her hand. This year, back spasms forced her to withdraw from Connecticut, and another tour stop there as well. As you said, only 70%, but she's been really using cryotherapy to help her bounce back from all these injuries. Even changed her span and her pitches in her fingers to alleviate some of that discomfort.
There's a 10-pin. future for the sport, lane pattern. Kelly, let's break down our conditions today.
Again, Dave, the women did not know what we were bowling on this week, but our ball reaction gave us the information we needed to know what to do. You can see the beautiful flex machine, Kegel's flex machine going down the lanes, and there's that pattern for us. Tricky pattern, want to call it the finger, but the lefty, Shannon's going to be all over on their side by herself on the left side.
We'll come back to that, Kel, in a second.
No worries.
Back to Clara. It's got to hurry. It did enough to find the 1-3 pocket to knock all 10 back.
And as I call it, Dave, that's a swishy strike. Hit him and mix him, but that future for the sport pattern. So as you can see, we had this little 3D graph here, allowed for some parallel movements. There's the escalator right there. Our lane man, Nick, said there's a little shim there. If the girls find it, they can shim their way to the pocket, just playing inside that oil. And Shannon, the lone lefty, is going to be over here, clearing her own path to the pocket.
Jordan Richard steps up and crunches all 10 back into the pit. A great looking shot from Jordan Richard, former star, 4-time All-American, player of the year at Arkansas State in Jonesboro.
Looks a little warm and sweaty. See her release right here. She's got a powerful release. The thumb just goes in towards the palm. You can see it's a bright red on the left side. Ball stands up and rolls heavily forward into the pins. She's got a lot of forward roll on her bowling ball. Really reads transition from front to back so smooth and gives the ball much, much energy as it hits the pocket.
Her average to get to the show through 22 games. Good looking shot at 7 stands, and you mentioned being warm in the TV lights. You have a lot of experience under the TV lights yourself with all your championships. You said to us last week and this week, it's not easy to get used to. All the people watching you. It gets pretty warm out there.
Yes, it does. Right there off the hand, there was a little bit of a double bounce off her hand. It could have just been the humidity in the air, the temperature in the building itself. But still managed to control the pocket, just leaving that unfortunate 7-pin.
Single pin conversions, can't miss those. And she converts this time, no trouble. Clara has 1 career title, 2016 Go Bowling PWBA Players Championship in Green Bay. And we asked her pre-show, do you ever watch that tape? She said, no, I remember what I did. I don't have to go back to any of my shows.
I don't need to see it.
I lived it.
I lived it.
Some bowlers love to review.
Jordan does.
Over and over. Jordan said that. She watched her show several times.
Yes, she did.
From last week. Trying to learn. Strike for Clara.
10 straight back for Clara. Clara, with all her injuries that she's overcome, I said the finger, her back spasms, having an ear infection, 4-step approach, she really gets the ball into the swing early. Lunges on that step. Look how good her knees are right there. She's gauging all the power in the lower body for her to explode into that slide. And again, excellent, excellent knee bend. She said one of the things she focused on this week was to really work on her ball speed, picking it up so she could stay further to the right than any of the other ladies in the field.
Dave Kelly Shannon with you from Columbus, Ohio. The PWBA Tour rolls on CBS Sports Network. Clara. Nice looking shot. And 60 feet to success for the longtime member of Team Columbia. 21 years she's represented her nation in international competition.
Great delivery right here. Let's see, she's sliding about 18, 12 at the arrows, 8 at the break point, packs 10 straight back in. If we go by the rule of 31, 42 minus 31, break point 11. The ladies are able to get the ball around 8, 9, 10 and still control the pocket and have success carrying all week long.
Frame, Jordan Richard works on a spare and adds all 10 back. Competitive match here to begin play in Columbus.
Lots of high scores that were bowled this week.
We mentioned Rookie of the Year, KK, with Jordan Richard doing so well. Look at all those points, 68,150 through the Columbus Open. Cindy Brummett has bowled pretty well herself, former star at Wichita State.
She has. She's had a lot of success here as well. And Jordan, as a fact, didn't even bowl, I think, the first or second 2 events. Cindy's been out most of the season. She did miss an event to go to her college graduation. Definitely a front leader right here with only 1 week left to go. Ooh, ringing 10 pin.
Good looking shot, the ring at 10. Tough break.
Still love that sound. Awesome off the hand. See how the ball heavily rolls forward, 6-pin. As it lays down to sleep, rings itself around the 10. 10-pin stands alone. Cross lane for the spare. Trying to stay clean on the shows where she's missed out the last 2 weeks.
We talked about making moves faster, trusting her instinct when it comes to ball changes and shifting on the lane to find that 1-3 pocket. Great match, match 1 from Columbus, Ohio. Clara Guerrero head-to-head with Jordan Richard on CBS Sports Network. Open, the top 16 are going to Richmond, and can't wait to televise from the Old Dominion building. Again, historic center and tremendous atmosphere in Richmond.
Yeah, just standing alone, only 5th and 6th place. Don't have a guaranteed X, but Stephanie Johnson's helping us in the booth tonight. Brianna Cote both in that top 10 right there. They'll advance most likely to the top 16. But as we see, Clara Guerrero, number 16, just on the edge, trying to get above that cut line. Verity Crawley, Shannon Blahowski, a win here would secure that spot. And now I'm standing outside the bubble as well.
Come on, Kelly.
Some great bowlers.
You got to move on up.
I'm trying, Dave. You know, the Players' Championship is, we moved it for reasons for all the players to come out and bowl it. And it will be the most weighted event, having the most meaning, coming next week in Plano, Texas, to see who advances to the road to Richmond for the Richmond Finals in September. Very exciting times ahead.
Clara would love to be in that show. Doesn't get the 4-bagger, trying to go up by 31. Shannon's got some pretty good memories from last year in Richmond.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Earned a great spot on her way to Player of the Year. This one, Clara, she's trying to be more aggressive and firm with her ball speed. Just pulls down from the top of the swing, misses inward. Could just be a result from coming out of the commercial break, sitting on the sideline. It is a warm evening here in Columbus, Ohio after a few rainy days. Stay cool, stay relaxed, stay focused.
Nice pickup. Has the spare. Clara told us pre-match she was really nervous this morning before the final bowling, getting up to 22 games, leading to the final 5 on our show here today. Hadn't been that nervous in a while, she said.
Yeah, coming from such a combative year, again, with all those injuries and overcoming some great strides there. Missing out Tampa, just bowling the last 8 games because they were stuck in Columbia for their event. She really, I crossed with her. She had great reaction, and she just wanted to maintain her focus, stick with her keys of staying to the right and playing outside. It led her to the telecast tonight.
7th frame, rigging 10-pin, good shot.
You can see red 8 at the break point, 6-pin. Does wrap quickly around the 10-pin. Excellent shot, just a little bit late on the entry angle in the pocket. Clara, an excellent spare shooter. Used to take off her wrist guard, I believe, when she shot spares. Now keeping it on. I think with all the tendency she had in her fingers, she has an inch pitch away in both fingers to alleviate that discomfort.
There's 10-pin. Let's go back to Shannon O'Keefe.
Hey guys, so during the commercial break, as soon as Jordan walked over to the ball reps, they all asked her if she was playing the lanes different. She said no, she was playing them the same. All 3 of them told her that she's actually sliding a little deeper on the left lane, and she wasn't aware of that. So seeing if she'll make an adjustment here, maybe that'll help her carry on that left lane.
Thanks for that sideline report there, Shannon. As you can tune in last week, you notice I was commentating about where they are sliding at the foul line. That reference is 22, means they're spread where the ball is released from the center of the ball to their ankle. It's roughly between 6, 7, 8 boards, depending on the body structure. There she's sliding 21, 13 at the arrows. Great at 8 at the break point right down there. Same area of the lane right where Clara is as well. You can see the ball tips up. Excellent heavy baller. Watch as the 6-pin just kisses the 10-pin and knocks it over.
Just enough. Knock down number 10. So here we are to the 8th. It is interesting. 2nd straight bowler to make her 3rd straight TV show. Looking for a title today. Got it to 8 pins, 8th frame, big shot. Ringing 10-pin again. We've seen a lot of that today.
Just not enough again. Right around 20, 21, 22 at the foul line. So same area. She feels that time that one got a little bit wide right. Launch angle was slightly inside. It's amazing that triangle 60 feet away, Dave. You hit the pocket every single time, just not guaranteed to knock down 10. Easy spare, but still down, trailing Clara with just a few frames to go.
There's 10 pin. Fargo up by 18 pins. There's Johnson, a legend, is next. The Hall of Famer qualified third this week. Looking for yet another title. She's got 23 in her incredible career. Clara, 8th. Touch high and a very difficult conversion. Coming up 3, 6, 7, 10.
Right lane after commercial break posed to be a little bit tricky. She's sliding 19-20, adjust the heel. You can definitely see that ball is way inside target, left off her hand. Doesn't have any motion towards the break point at board 8. This will be a difficult spare to convert. Must slide the 3 pin over into the 7 pin and take out 4 pins for the spare.
Really big shot and can't convert. 3 and a 7 stand. It's an open frame this late in the match. Devastating for Clara. Weekdays at noon Eastern, Jim Rome welcomes you to the jungle for 3 hours of hot takes, high-impact interviews, and a steady dose of the clones. It's the Jim Rome Show only on CBS Sports Network. Things just got mighty interesting, Kelly.
It did, Dave. That's a tricky one. She's really been high the last 2 times in the right lanes, and she has to finish on that lane. So 161, a max score for her is 221, 219 for Jordan Richard.
Foundation frame lead shrunk to 2 pins and leaves us 7 this time.
Makes that subtle adjustment on the left lane, can't quite catch out the 7 and knock it out. This one was definitely more left to right from inside. Sliding 19, 12 at the arrows, right break point. You can see really good controlling right there. The ball should just tip up and roll forward into the pocket. Little lazy, little slow. 2 pin bounces off the sidewall, not into the 4 to knock out the 7.
Takes care of it. Yoshida's pre-match would just be a beautiful end to a very tough season. She's going to win here today, but first she's got to overcome Rookie of the Year frontrunner Jordan Richard from Tecumseh, Michigan. Promotion with Jordan. Mom's birthday, Jody's today. And sadly, it also marks the anniversary of her father's passing 21 years ago. A lot to think about for her.
Pickles.
Oh, great shot.
Good shot in the ring, and 10 pin has been a big theme of our first match.
Yeah, she was surprised too, as was I. Slides into the shot. You can see the ball just really transitions so smooth front to back. 3 pin pushes straight back. That's why the 6 pin is so sharp to swing itself around the 10 pin. Must make the spare.
Which she does.
Clara Guerrero went from having over a 20 pin lead now down to only having a 3 pin lead. So it will come down to her in the 10th frame, despite, depending on what Jordan does here, how much she marks. 208 max score for Jordan Richard, 211 for Clara. A lot riding on this first shot.
Tenth frame, Jordan Richard, big shot. There's the nudge on the 10. This time it goes down. And a strike for Jordan Richard.
Excellent shot, a little more left to right. You can see as the ball bellies out a little bit further outside. This time the 6 pin, instead of wrapping itself around, kicks off that sidewall and knocks that 10 pin down for the strike in the 10th frame. Good execution by Jordan. Last one belted out a little right. This one a little bit more in front. Just not enough to pick up in the mid lane. Leaves a light 8-pin. Watch right here. Lays the ball down inside a little bit deeper. 14 at the arrows. Ball doesn't have enough energy to get back to the pocket. Could have been the 2-8. Leaves the 8-pin standing alone.
Has the 8.
Clara holds her future in her hands.
Laser focus after going through so much difficulty this year with injuries.
9 spare nigh. Win it and advance her on to match number 2.
That's what she needs. Clara Guerrero trying to advance. Strike.
She gets the strike, Dave. Gives her a score of 181-191. Just needs some good count on the second ball in the 10th frame. Watch right here. She's been high the last 2 times on the right lane. Slides a bit deeper, really being aggressive. Gets the ball right to the right break point this time. Just enough to splat the pocket, knock down 10-pin straight back. 8 pins and she'll advance to the next match.
Clara needs 8. Gets 10 and gets a victory. Clara Guerrero will advance and move up the ladder. The Hall of Famer Liz Johnson is next as the 3 seed here in Columbus today. This has got to be so satisfying for Clara to finally make TV first time this year, overcoming so much difficulty. Off lanes, withdraw from Louisville and East Hartford, 2 events on tour. We'll try a new ball here, experiment a bit, move that path to the pocket for her next match, but this has got to be very satisfying for Clara Guerrero. Wraps up match 1. Great run ends for Jordan Richard. 3 straight shows, but no victory for her today because Clara is through to take on the Hall of Famer Liz Johnson. Great match on the way from Columbus, Ohio. Clara Guerrero hoping for her 2nd career title. Takes on the Hall of Famer when we return to Columbus on CBS Sports Network.
You're watching the PWBA Tour on CBS Sports Network.
Thank you, Liz. Great to see Joe Diamond, board member, USBC, here as well in Columbus, Ohio. It's time to bowl again. Clara and Liz head-to-head. I'm surrounded by greatness in the booth. Shannon O'Keefe is joining us as an analyst, of course. Kelly Hewitt is there. Stephanie Johnson to my left is our stats person today. So, Rookie of the Year, Sure Thing Player of the Year, 6-time major winner. What a booth this is.
You're surrounded by women, Dave. Can't help it.
Great bowlers. Speaking of home, Liz Johnson. Ball 10 back. Pretty good shot there, Shannon.
Pretty good. Typical Liz Johnson. Start out the show with a strike. No surprise.
Up steps Clara.
Clara's made a ball change. She was throwing a GB2 that they drilled right before the TV show, and she threw this on her full shot the first game, and it looks like she's decided to go with this one.
First shot, game 2. 10 stands.
Clara Guerrero struggled a little bit on this right lane with the ball change that she fished with in the 10th frame. Moved a little bit deeper. Liz will be on the outside of her. You can see roughly about 12 at the arrows. Again, controlling that break point really, really well. Board 8. And of course, that 10-pin stands alone. Cross lane for the spare with the plastic ball.
Straight steady. has her mark. So Shannon, you were in lane level watching the first match with Clara and Jordan Richard. What do you see from Clara in terms of the mannerisms? You know her game so well.
I do. Clara is very calm and cool right now. She spoke to us before the show and told us that she was just very happy to be here with all of her health issues and stuff, that this is a huge deal for her just to make to this point. And so she's in a really good place mentally, and she's just taking it one shot at a time.
Double wood, 2-8 this time. Lane to lane. Things are breaking down here in our second match.
Dave, with our future four sport lane pattern, Nick Hoagland talked about finding a shim, and there is a shim around the 15 zone, right around there. If the girls found it, the ladies found it. Again, the pattern was not posted in the paddock these last 3 weeks. It was unbeknown to the players. So they really are adjusting on their instincts and what they are seeing from the ball itself as it travels down the lane.
Clara covers nicely, 2-8, double wood. Well done. And Kelly, to follow up on that point with you and Shannon, how much discussion goes on when the players don't know the pattern about either the guesswork or the strategy, or both?
Well, we look at a few things. One thing, we look to see how soon the ball is hooking or how quickly it's slowing down. It'll also tell us if the pattern's very long. The length tells you where to play, which is mostly towards the inside. The distance tells, the volume tells you how much surface you can use. So really, we're just trying to control the 1-3 with a strong ball, and then from there we know if we need to step down or go even larger with more surface in the zone that we can control the pocket with.
Here's Liz, going right up that 1-3 pocket.
Ooh, nice.
Tap on the 10, down it goes for a strike.
Kind of to add to your point with that, Dave and Kelly, I also think being part of a staff is very helpful because you have your ball reps, you have your other players, we share a lot of information, so that helps. You see something work for somebody who maybe took a risk, and it kind of eases your mind that it's okay to maybe try that as well.
Yeah, often enough, if other players are throwing a certain type of bowling ball with a certain cover, you'll know you can either go to that bowling ball or even another one within your manufacturer's line that has the same cover, gives you a similar reaction. 22 games, 222 average. All of the ladies except for Jordan were in the top 5 at all times during qualifying in the round of 6 this morning. So your best players are definitely on the show tonight. Liz Johnson packs 10 there to have 3 strikes in a row in the first 3 frames, taking a 22 pin over Clara. Liz Johnson 4 steps, sliding further right, 7-8. Same break point down the lane. Strong, aggressive bowling ball. Unlike Jordan, she's able to knock out the 10 right now.
7 majors to her credit.
Clara is going back to the game breaker 2, which she threw the first match. So she did not like what she saw with that ball change. May have been a little early.
Let's see how this works out. Will it pay off?
Oh.
Tap on the 9. The answer is yes. And a strike for Clara.
You can definitely see that this bowling ball, having the solid cover, definitely wants to see the lane a little bit earlier. She played the lane very similar, but the pearlized game breaker 2 phenom, or the phenom pearl, wanted to get through there. This ball picks up a little bit earlier, allowing her to feel that she can throw it a little bit.
Medium pattern allowed for a long pattern, but with a medium volume allowed for multiple angles to the pocket.
Yes.
You can see the heavy-handed ladies. Jordan was deeper inside, but Liz and Clara still staying closer to the outside near the gutter. 12 zone for Liz, somewhere around 7.
Clara in the 4th. Nothing across the deck this time. Help that 10 pin go down. Cut that lead. 12.
She leaves that nasty 10 pin. Clara's focus in her eyes so intense. You can see she's a seasoned player out here on tour.
There's a 10 pin. There's her mark. And the last time the PWBA was in Columbus, 2013, men's and women's U.S. Opens will run concurrently. Liz Johnson won the women's division. Sorry, Kelly. Beat KK 257-195. Want to defeat the men's champion West Malott 194-188 in a battle of men's and women's champions. What a day and a week for Liz Johnson and for women's bowling, guys. That's just tremendous.
It was a very unique year, Dave, the U.S. Open. There were 3 centers where the qualifying took place. I had a great week that time leading the U.S. Open. Liz Johnson, just tough competitor right there as she extends her lead with 4 strikes in a row. Of course, you know she went on to win back-to-back-to-back-to-back U.S. Opens. But this year, Liz Culkin takes that prestigious green jacket away when she won in Orlando, Florida. But Liz Johnson again.
I feel like I need to change my name to Liz if I want to win a U.S.
You're
Open.
doing just fine, O'Keefe, with that lead in the points list. Looks like a sure bet for Player of the Year. Great bowling, Shannon.
Thank you.
Liz trying to stay perfect, guys. Looking for the front 5. She's got it. Liz tears through the rack. Those pins had no chance. Any player rolls a 300 game during this telecast will receive a $10,000 bonus courtesy of GoBowling.com. Visit GoBowling.com to find local bowling centers, get tips from the pros, and for all the latest news and information about your favorite sport, bowling.
Yeah, no 300 shot this week, Dave, but I think Liz was the closest. She had to the front 10 this morning. Again, left that nasty 10-pin, had a 289 game. Be lovely to see a 300 game on this telecast tonight.
Clara, some work to do. 10-pin.
Sometimes it's just not good enough to control the pocket. You must get the ball to roll through the pins. Slides right there. 7-8. Ball was just a little slow. It was slowing down, just not enough to angle itself in that 1-3 flat 10 stands.
Covers it nicely. She's going to have to find a way to start stringing these strikes together. However, she's going to keep up with Liz.
It's such a busy schedule. And Kelly alluded to the wild travel that she and fellow Team Columbia members had from an event there at Pan American Games where there was a pilot strike that unfortunately had them coming into Florida very late. Show up at the St. Pete event at literally the last second just to get in the lanes and throw a couple balls for points and cash. Plus the back injuries. It's been a wild season for Clara. Ten-pin again.
I think there's 11 pins in the rack, Dave. That's sometimes the reason I like to use. That was great. Just got a little bit more left to right, a little more angle entry into the pocket. Ball faced up nicely. The trusty cameraman give us a great look. A little wider right, got about 6-7. And that 6-pin just wants to hug itself around the 10. She's been consistent. She's been clean on the show other than the 3, 6, 7, 10 she left earlier. Single pin's no problem for Clara.
There's a 10, and guys, she told us pre-match that she really took her health for granted before this year. We assumed that. Look, got a lot of run, great shape. I'm going to be fine. The other day she couldn't get out of bed in the so much pain.
Yeah, how scary is that? You know, this is her living. This is her job. This is what she does. And to wake up multiple days in a row and not be able to move, it's really scary. And so she's been really taking it seriously. She does cryotherapy, and in the off time she's going to start doing a little more massage therapy as well.
All right, here's Liz looking for the front 6. No,
not that time.
The run of perfection ends for Liz Johnson with a 10-pin, but still some great bowling.
Yeah, again, Liv's 4-step approach, sliding left back to right, board 11. Same area down the lane. Heavy roll forward. The ball kind of deflects a little bit towards the 9-pin. And the lone single spare again. Interesting with the new format with the Elite, Shannon, would you say we were bowling 16 games on Friday night, then we bowled another 6 Saturday morning, then you'd make it to the top 12, bowl another 6. We've eliminated those other 6 games now, and Would you say the body has a little more time to recuperate?
It does. It does. I think the challenging thing is more mentally. If you have a really bad game, you don't have those 6 extra games to make up for it. And so it puts a little bit more pressure on mentally. So it's kind of balanced it out a little bit. But yes, it definitely helps with the body recovery.
Liz Johnson rebounds from the single pin spare conversion and blast through the rack, and she has a big lead against Clara Guerrero in match 2. Trying to climb the ladder, Rocio Restrepo is the 2 seed. Jennifer Lahowski the top seed here in Columbus, Ohio tonight.
Cereal.
Manager of this bowling center, the namesake, Wayne Webb, won 20 career PBA Tour titles, including the 1980 Tournament of Champions, defeating Gary Dickinson 219-194 to capture this title. A list of accomplishments include the 1980 PBA Player of the Year, 1993 inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame, both PBA and USBC Hall of Famer, a legend, Wayne Webb, with Jason Overstreet for the USBC, and Wayne's wife Elaine as well has been a great host to all of us here at CBS Sports Network and the bowlers as well. Great to see Wayne Webb, a legend of the sport here in Columbus.
As you said, Dave, Columbus Bowl, Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl hosts to many, many professional events. Had the men here last year, the women now, again, that coincide US Open. It is a fantastic place. If you come to Ohio, it is definitely one of the best places to bowl. Come out, join a league, support your fellow sport, support professional bowling, and have some fun.
You see Claire, she's gone back to her weaker symmetrical bowling ball, Pearl, and see if she can kick that 10 pin out. She clearly did.
That worked out, didn't it, guys?
Now, Shannon, you taught me this, where they're sliding, 18 kicks the heel. Yep, 11, 12. There's that 8, 9 right around there. A little further inside, finding the shim line that we're looking for. She packs 10 straight back. Always try to give the fans as much information so they can take it back to the local center, apply it, work with their local coaches. How we can grow the sport and make it even better.
I'm with you, Cal.
Eighth frame here, guys, for Clara.
Come on.
Another 10 pin. That has been a big storyline today.
42 feet, the length of the pattern. So as the ball is slowing down, it's trying to slow down, only has 18 feet back to the pocket. Watch there, a little bit sharp angle, not much, but just enough with that last 18 feet for that 3 pin to shoot straight back and 6 pin kick itself right around. If it was no tap, we'd have 300s all above, right? Right, ladies, in our pro-ams?
10 pin and the spare in the 8th frame for Clara Guerrero. Liz, Kelly, Clara. Only 3 women to make TV finals in a PBA Tour event. Kelly, it's got to feel just amazing to look back at that accomplishment.
It is. Liz Johnson just won this past year. Clara made the show on cheetah pattern in the PBA World Series. Of course, our fellow sideline host here, Shannon O'Keefe. I believe you've won some men's regionals as well.
Yep, I won 1, which was fun.
Jody Wessner, Missy Parkin, Stephanie Johnson's had a lot of success in the regional program.
Liz is locked in right now, guys. I mean, just crushing that 1-3 pocket.
Yeah, Liz is asset. When she can stay straight and be firm. Again, sliding 12, 13, 7, 8. It's amazing the multiple angles you can play. All the ladies are controlling that spot down the lane, right at that hash marker. So that's the 44 to 47 foot mark. A cloud white circle would be that breakpoint area. But as you see, Rocio Restrepo, she's the #2 qualifier, same seed as last week. She's waiting on the sidelines to see who she's going to face. And right now, Liz Johnson has that commanding lead going into the 9th frame.
Foundation
Foundation frame to go up by 63, and a pretty challenging split coming up.
You can see she missed a little.
4-7-10.
She missed a little left at her break point. That got to like 9-10 at the break point. But like you touched on, Kelly, so many different players attack the lanes differently in this pattern. As long as everybody's break point was all about the same, but you can attack it from multiple angles, and that's what made this show so interesting. You have a couple straight players, you have a couple players that like to hook it, and you have a lefty. So you have a little bit of everything.
Good variety. 214 in the 9th frame for Liz. She can max out at 244. 216 only for Clara, so Liz will advance on to that next match. Clara's still trying to fish. Great showing right now, though, boosting her confidence going to next week. Again, Dave and ladies, it's a major, so double points, I believe, are on the table, right, Shannon?
It's close. I think it's like 1.5 points or 2/3 point, but it's huge. Those points are so valuable right now with 1 week left before they cut to the top 16 for the road to Richmond. Everything matters.
Yeah, Clara knocks down 10 straight there. No 10-pin standing alone that time. 156 in the 8th frame. Again, she can max out for 216. So Liz can maybe do a little fishing, some searching in the 10th frame, see what she wants to do. But she will go on and advance to see Rocio in the semifinal match leading up to that championship match, as the lone lefty, Shannon Blahowski, still waits on the sideline seeing who she faces.
Clara has known Rocio for about 18 years. They bowled together many, many times. Of course, Team Columbia there. Great friends and great rivals, as the two like to say about their relationship. So Clara certainly hoped to face Rocio. That will not happen today. Still, what a showing this week for Clara. Back on TV. And she'll continue her bid in Plano for her second career title.
It was a cute story, Dave. She said Clara bowled with Rocio when she was 15 at the Players' Championship, and Rocio won out. What do you give a 15-year-old, Dave, when you win the World Championship? What do you give her?
A toy, in this case.
Yep.
It's that tough age, isn't it?
A card and a bear. That was the...
And Rocio still has that stuffed bear.
She does.
She said it's in perfect condition. I've kept it. I love that
cute
little toy. There's 10-pin. And Johnson will advance. 205 for Clara. Rocio Restrepo is next for Liz Johnson in a bid for her 24th career title on CBS Sports Network tonight.
Always nice to have an incredible sponsor that's engaging and pulls us in and wants us to be a part of what they do on a daily basis. It's pretty awesome.
Very cool experience. Good to see Travis here as well. The bowl. Our step ladder bracket. Jordan Richard, sure thing rookie of the year, fell to Clara. Liz Johnson had a good look at that 1-3 pocket in match 2. Now it's Rocio looking for a second straight title against the Hall of Famer. Great matchup, guys.
Liz Johnson, Rocio the higher seed. She gets to choose who starts or finish. She'll have Liz start off the match, which means she'll finish on the right lane. Rocio will finish the game first. And as of course it's been coming down to the 10th frame, as we did in the first match, Liz kind of ran away with the last match. See if she stays in the same area.
Push.
Ooh, devastating shot. Almost a Greek church. Leaves what I call the Richard Nixon, the Big Four, standing alone.
Richard Nixon.
I am not a makeable spare. Just inside. She was around 7 up the lane. Again, as that break point moves a little bit inside of her, of course, it's going to gravitate towards the head pin. High hit.
Big Four's tough. Leaves the 610.
This is where you're going to see complete different angles to the pocket as far as how they're playing through the middle part of the lane. Rocio is going to be much further left than Liz, still trying to get it to that same break point down lane,
right here,
but
I know.
the angle and shape is going to be much different.
Slow.
Rocio, 30 years old, 4 titles. Her 4th one again coming last week.
Originally from Columbia, now lives in Louisville, Ohio. It's about 2 hours from here, 140 miles. Number 2 seed, back-to-back weeks, and leaves a 10-pin.
Rocio's physical game. She went to 5 steps this year, just shuffles that first step forward. Long 4-step. This is very unique in bowlers. Most often enough, we talk about the power step, and it's about half of the distance normally to gauge and slide, push off into that slide foot. But again, with Rocio's athleticism, she's able to take that long step and still transfer the weight into her slide foot as she lunges forward and releases her power into the ball itself.
against that ball return.
Right here.
There's 10 pin for the spare.
Yeah, these ball returns here is one of the first things I noticed when I walked in the building. They're traditionally a little longer than what we've been seeing throughout the season. And so I actually was wondering if that ball return cover was going to come into play. And as you saw, Rocio kind of bumped into it. Thankfully, it didn't affect her spare shooting.
224 average. She was up there in the #1 spot for a long time as well. Her and Shannon Blahowski kept flip-flopping back and forth. That's why she's the #2 seed, but Shannon exploded the last 6 games this morning to give her that #1 slot.
Great shot. Come on.
Good execution by Rocio. High hit 4-pin. 10 pin on the right lane, 4 pin on the left lane.
Starting to see a little transition here on this left lane, Kelly?
Yeah, very quickly, very quickly. See when the ball really stands up, it stands up quick. Makes that quick left turn, not your typical NASCAR turn, but the sharp left. High hit for the 4.
Back-to-back, single hit spare conversion successful for Rocio. Said she really focused on her tempo this week. Good about the approach as well. Everything came together for Rocio. Totally different conditions, of course, than we had last week in Eagan, Minnesota in the Twin Cities. Here's Liz. Had the big 4 first time up. Game 2 for her. See how she rebounds. Missed that pocket kill.
Yeah, that time, Dave. So Liz has had hold in front of her when she's missed left, except on the left lane. The right lane, she went up the lane much straighter than she did on the left lane, and that's why the ball extended itself, did not read or slow down, leaves a light 2-pin.
There's the mark. Break down these bowlers in the right lane, guys.
As Shannon mentioned, both unique styles, sliding much deeper, 16, 17 at the arrows. Watches the ball as the blue and pink stands up. Now Liz sliding way, way further right. You can see she got that one, leaked that one out further to the right around board 4 or 5. Depending on the circumference of the bowling ball where you see it roll over. Look for the center of the slot. Left lane, high last time, see what her adjustment is.
Great look at it, lane level. Now Liz responding. Taps the 10 and down it goes.
Put a stamp on it, Dave. It's delivered. Slow messenger rolls over. Watch right here. Good adjustment. Watch the head pin off the sidewall. Oh, the mixer from behind. Slides over. There's the 5. I'm not sure if that was the 4-pin or the 8-pin in the mix.
I think you're right.
My lucky producer in my ear says it's the 4-pin. I'm going to take his word for it. Thank you.
Rocio with a response. And on 10 back. A much needed strike.
So Rocio got that one actually a little bit further left at the break point because she's playing so much further left and she's actually creating hold with angle, so it allows her to have a little bit of room down at the break point.
Exactly right. Shannon, her laid-out point is much further inside than the other ladies that have been on the show, even almost further inside of where Jordan was playing in that first game.
Got this. Come on.
Same break point. All the women had 20 minutes to bowl, so there were about 5 or 6 games already previously bowled just with the practice session alone. Transition was seen. Now all the ladies reading the ball reaction and playing the lane to their best knowledge.
Comes in high and 6'10" stand here for Rocio. She told us guys last week in Eagan, and Shannon, you're on that show, just about the elbow problem. She's been through leg problems. She's been in the ER recently. I mean, it's not been an easy ride health-wise for Rocio. Same with Clara, really. A lot of injury problems.
Yeah, they've both been battling it, so they're both very, very grateful for the opportunity to still compete. You know, it's something it's not promised. Tomorrow and competing at this level is not promised. And so when you get the opportunity to do it and you're successful and can make TV shows in the meantime, you're very grateful.
6'10", successful spare for Rocio. You're looking for some great PWBA gear, then visit the official online store, PWBA. Shop PWBA.com. Bowl fearless, guys. do it every week.
Yes, well,
I just
we
talk
try.
about it.
Sometimes I'm not afraid.
Afraid of anything.
I'm not afraid. I'm just confused. There's a big difference.
It may look the same. Come on.
Liz Johnson, neither nor, guys, at this point. Into that 1-3 pocket with some ferocity.
Liz Johnson, 4-step approach. She gets a little high on her toe when she starts to slide that foot forward. Something uncharacteristic of her when she gets a little bit tired. Kind of gets a little bit on the toe front. 4-step approach, her 2nd step short. Look, for even with a knee brace on, how great that knee bend is right there. And focus, head down at the foul line. Very seldom will you see Liz Johnson fall off balance at the foul line. So steady. And again, the greatest of all times. 3-time and reigning PWBA Player of the Year. Shannon, you're going to knock her off her pedestal this year,
have to ask
as
you
well
about that,
deserved.
Shannon. You're with us today.
Can we talk about that yet, or I think we still need to wait a week?
Ringing
10 pin, but still, it's got to feel pretty good for you to be in that spot.
It does. It feels really good to, come out and just take week in and week out and just try to keep my head down and focus on the things that I need to control. And for me to be in this position as of right now, it feels really good. But 2 weeks left, I still feel like anything can happen. So.
Going to the booth this week by Shannon. Of course, 6-time major champ Kelly Hewitt. 10 pin for Liz. Close match here. Faith Graham for Rocio.
Come on, baby, right here.
She's having trouble, guys, putting in words what it meant to win last week for her, overcoming all
You
the
got
injuries.
this.
That crazy trip back from Colombia, driving to Florida. It's been an emotional roller coaster for Rocio, too. Nothing takes care of that better.
That's got to push. Ooh, high 4-pin.
Shot.
Just 4.
Keep moving.
Even though she's in a zone by herself, she still has to create enough angle to push the ball back to the 1-3 pocket. As we said, she was getting the ball to 8 early on, but this one keeps tighter in the line. She closes down the right shoulder, 19 at the arrows, 11 at the break point. That's a good break by leaving the 4-pin.
I was just going to say that. I think that's a really good break.
Four-pin, no problem for Rocio. Let's go to the other finishers. We may see some familiar names. On the graphic, there's Kelly, number 8. Great bowling, Kel.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it was pretty good. Had a good rough run there at the end. Maria Jose Rodriguez, also your fellow Colombian, another hook-style player. Daria Payok, just on the bubble herself, very crawly. This definitely played a little bit more to advantage to the people that had heavier hands or, again, aggressive rotation at the bottom of the swing. But again, with that Players' Championship just around the corner, that last game next Saturday is going to have tremendous weight on who goes to Richmond in mid-September.
That's pretty good.
It was a much better shot by Rosie. You can see just what you mentioned last frame. She got that around 8 at the break point, and you can see that it was a little light mixer there, so it was perfect.
Shannon Keller, we can't wait to conclude this match. Restrepo, Johnson on the way. Restrepo leads Johnson by 1 pin. Moments ago, Rocio speaking with husband Joe.
I know, but my angle is like so like that, so I'm not trusting it. So that when I made a move, just like when I was bowling in qualifying, and I made sure I rolled.
Yeah, you got through it. All right, you're good.
Listening to Rocio talk to husband Joe, very much a confidant, someone she relied on all week. Her good luck charm this week. But she said he wasn't getting through the ball as well as she did through qualifying with the aggressive cover stocks that there are out there right now and the aggressive bowling ball. She's able to just stay left, be firm with it, get through the shot, and let the ball do its job.
Six for Liz, works on a spare, big shot. Wow, 10 pin stands.
We should have kept track of how much we saw the 10 pin tonight, Dave. It's been the 1 pin that stand alone a lot, so much.
It's got to be double digits, I would say.
It's up there now,
Easily so. Sliding. Look at that brown board. That's board 8 as it starts to slow down and change direction. The 6 pin doesn't go quite horizontal, but it definitely goes around the 10 pin.
There's her spare, no problem there to keep things very close.
This is Liz Liz's third show this season. She said that, you know, her season's been okay. She says it could have been better. But before the tour started, she fell and she hurt her shoulder. She says it's finally starting to feel better. She says she's finally starting to feel like herself again. So it's the right time of the season for that to be happening.
It's a while back, too. It's had to go through some physical therapy, chiropractor. Couldn't get it right, she said it was Shannon pre-match. Feeling good now. 7th frame. Looking to string some strikes together. And a pin with a good shot. Wow.
Witnessed a lot of the women leave that single pin a lot this week, the 8 pin. I know I witnessed Liz leave a lot. Shannon left a few. I left one. Jordan Richard I saw leave many. Clara Guerrero, everyone.
It's just not nice.
It isn't. It's again, that's the ball just supposed to go and take the 8 pin out. As the 5 pin should go in the 8 pin, the ball deflecting to the 9. 5 pin goes left and the ball just waved by as it goes past the 8 pin, leaving alone the stone 8.
Aggressive. Come on.
Garcia with self-talk, very important to herself.
She works closely with sports psychologists on a regular basis.
7th frame to go by 13 here, guys. Has to hurry.
Good
2 pin.
9. Yeah.
Good shot by Rocio. Very aggressive and got through that one for sure. Just inside 16. She gets it to 7-8 right at the area. Just might have been a little bit too late or too far down lane. If she could have got there about 2 feet earlier, it would have picked up and stand up and rolled forward towards the pocket. Good break though, leaves the 2 pin. 1 pin conversion.
Come on. Come on.
National Bowling Day. Happy for Rocio last week. We talked about it, guys, through the broadcast. Back-to-back titles. Going for that today. Won last week, the BowlerX.com Twin Cities Open. Knocked off Liz Culkin, who was in her 3rd straight show in the final match. 224-193 in Eagan, Minnesota. Won her 4th career title. And she won a year ago, guys. She was so emotional about it. This time, the emotion didn't overflow, but she felt great.
Shot.
It's hard to win, Shannon, on tour. It's really hard.
It is really hard to win. These 2 shots here, to me, they both look like they've just been, like angle and shape-wise, they look fine. They just look a little harder to me. And so the ball's just getting through there, scooting through the middle part of the lane a little longer than it was for previous shots.
Yeah, her husband Joe said she wanted to be aggressive, get through the ball. And that's the laden way to go. Just be yourself, focus on what you do well. But I would agree with you, Shannon. The aggressiveness, just push the ball. Again, 42 feet, medium volume, so the extra 2 feet wants to push the ball down the lane even that much cleaner and easier. Speed control is definitely a part of the game.
Double wood, 2 8s, got it. Well, I wish Joe best of luck, too. He's in pharmacy school halfway through. So 2 years to go. Go get it.
He's going to need to take care of all of us ladies as we get older out here on tour.
We call him the legal dealer.
Great match. Only 1 pin separating Rocio and Liz. They're out of the 8th. How many times has she been in this spot and closed the deal? Countless. What happened today? Liz Johnson. All 10 back. Big strike.
Liz Johnson right there. Heavy roll. Again, I love the multicolor rolling ball, Shannon, because whenever they migrate, you can see how the colors go from being on the side and then standing up and rolling forward. Liz Johnson does a great job right there. But Shannon Blahowski, your #1 seed, really dominating this week in the field. Flip-flop back and forth. Still waiting in the sidelines. She's gone up against Liz and Rocio, but she is still looking for her first PWBA title of her career.
Time for the foundation frame. Big shot, big result. 60 feet to success for Liz Johnson. And she's up now by 9 pins.
We saw her
take a little peek there at the scoreboard. So she definitely is aware of what she's going to need to do in the 10th frame.
Max scores.
Stay behind it, roll it, post it.
Rocio needs a strike. Gets a strike.
She's picking herself off the ground off of that one with that break. 8-10 was close. Watch right here, down low. Great shot by our TV cameras. There it is. She gets it out to 8. Just right there, you can see the blue and purple stand up. Is that the 5-pin shot or the 8?
It looked like the 5-pin.
Okay, so now Rocio is getting further inside here where she had the friction, but now as she's moving in, look, the ball is going through that heavier oil a lot longer. Right here is where that break point should be, but now because she's in the heavy oil, she's getting much more skid to that point, hence why the ball is hitting in the pocket light. So an aggressive cover, a little bit slower ball speed as she migrates left will be the key.
Yet another huge shot.
And she delivers. That was perfect.
She ever. And has a lead in our back and forth match.
Asking for a re-rack.
Like that, Jen?
Yes, I do. You know, her biggest thing is tempo and staying within herself. And when you get two unbelievable shots like that back to back, your adrenaline gets pumping a little bit. So this is a way to slow herself down and get right back in tempo to deliver another great shot.
You got this, come on.
She says she has this. She told us pre-match she's going to give it her all. She's going to stay aggressive to the last shot. Case in point right here. Looking for another in the 10th. Rocio, 10 down again.
That was huge, Dave. Liz Johnson's got to show up in the 10th frame and most likely have to pack back-to-back strikes if she's going to want to advance to that championship match. Crucial moment for Rocio right there. Again, deeper inside, same break point, but as I said, a little bit softer ball speed. As Shannon said, it was the right angle, just need to pick up a little bit more. She's going to max out if she strikes for 216, which means Liz would have to get the first 2 in the 10th frame.
Come on. You got this. Right here, right now.
Rocio. Great shot.
Great shot by Rocio for sure. 215.
215 leaves the 4. Up steps Liz to try to wrap it up.
Yeah, if she goes strike 9, she's going to lose by 1. She needs the 2 strikes and 1 pin. But as we know, Dave and Shannon, she is a legend. She's a Hall of Famer, and we've seen her do this so many times.
The legend is about to be tested again. She's got to have it. There's one.
Wow. That was pretty much perfect.
No doubter. Those pins have no chance.
Same shot, 8 board, blue to orange, splits the 8-9. She must have this second strike in the 10th frame to move on to the championship match.
She knows it. Check the score. Needs 10.
Little firm.
Gets 10. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. A strike for Liz Johnson. The legend comes through again.
Right here, amazing 4-step approach, slides the same spot. You can see just a little bit firmer off her hand. Doesn't quite slow down enough, mixes it up. Watch, 5-pin, falls down late, 4-pin, Into the 7, kicks it out. It's just a mishmash, but on the screen, it's an X for a strike.
Gets 9 and gets a win. Liz Johnson has done it again. 224, 215 over Rocio Restrepo. And we will not have a repeat winner on tour for the first time in 3 years. Shannon Blahowski, the lone lefty, is next. It's a championship match. And what a matchup on CBS Sports Network here tonight. Liz Johnson needed a double in the 10th, and she did it. She knocks off Rocio Restrepo.
I'm Shannon Blahowski, and this is the PWBA Tour.
Shannon, thanks. Time now, Kelly, for the BPA moment of the match. It's Liz Johnson stepping up in the 10th, and yet again, coming through.
As you said, Dave, Hall of Famer right there. She knew she needed both strikes in the 10th frame to advance. First one was perfect. Second one was swishy. Third one was just, hey, I'm Liz Johnson. Definitely the BPA moment of the match, and she goes on to face Shannon Blahowski in this championship match.
Moments ago, Shannon caught up with her cutest daughter on the PWBA tour. I mean, how cute is Autumn? She's 4 years old.
I said, be good and quiet. I love you. Huh? I know. I love you.
Autumn is ready. Shannon is ready. And so is Liz Johnson.
Yeah, I wouldn't look as pretty as I look without the help of a makeup artist, but Autumn got to visit her as well.
So cute.
She's like, do you have eyeshadow? Do you have eyeliner?
I was there for that.
What is she, 5, 6 years old?
She's 4.
Four. Already promoting makeup products. Wonderful young lady. Liz will start off the match in this championship match.
Liz Johnson gets us going. Title tilt, all 10 back. Great shot.
Shannon Blahowski, some great highlights this week. Again, she flip-flopped between that number 1 and 2 position with Rocio Restrepo. Put on a show this morning. 2 titles. She's won the Queens, where she defeated Liz Johnson. She's 12th overall in points right now. Going into this week. Good finish here. And next week we'll get her to Richmond.
Although.
We've got lefty to talk about. And she blitzes that 1-2 pocket, all 10 back for Shannon. First TV appearance for her in 2018. The only lefty in the 24 bowler in the field. No traffic yet on that side.
No, none whatsoever. She had Amanda Fry help her out at the beginning of the season. But since Shannon's been part of this elite field, top 24, the only lefty in the field, she's seen less transition. Sometimes it's a bonus, sometimes it's a hindrance. But this week, by herself, she could play the same part of the lane from pair to pair and have much, much success.
Hook a little.
7-pin count this time. Shannon, her 2 titles, 06 USBC Queens in Reno and 2014 BPAA Women's All-Star in Illinois.
She's got a 4-step approach. She does not slide. About 4-5 lay down point. Shannon's got a very aggressive ball speed. When she can be firm and aggressive is when she's most successful, because she'll create hold in front of her if she misses slightly inward.
Everybody.
Got them all. Shannon from Dayton, Ohio. 1 hour exactly the drive for her. So she's able to go home and sleep in her own bed throughout this week. Big advantage to be at home.
Definitely a bonus. Wake up to coffee, breakfast, sleep in your own bed, rejuvenate a little bit, relax. For sure a benefit. Liz, 8 for 11 in match number 2, 6 for 12. Looking to increase that percentage on the right lane. Back-to-back jacks, Dave. First match she started with a front 5, I believe, and right here she comes out with a double.
Does indeed increase that percentage. Great shot.
Right here where she's sliding. Look how close the ball is to her ankle. Again, slightly inside. Again, 10's there. That brown border's board 8. Pushes back as she stands up and watches the ball. Split the 8-9, crush the pocket. Now looking to extend a little bit more in the 3rd frame. If she can add another strike to her repertoire.
Took care of Team Columbia, didn't she? Went over Clara and Rocio back-to-back, and now it's longtime Team USA member Shannon Blahowski. Tired stake here. All 10 back for Liz. She's dialed in, Kelly.
She looks smooth. She looks aggressive. She doesn't look tired. She looks like this is her job, and she showed up to go to work today.
34 years old. Liz Johnson still getting it done. Shannon's 35. Talk about all those years on Team USA. She told us pre-match that's such an item of pride for her, representing her country all over the world. How does a 9 not go down there?
Wow.
That ball speed.
We talked about the right-handers leaving the 8 pins and catching a nasty break. There's the 9 pin for Shannon. 4-5. Yellow pin on the ball. See as it migrates and starts to stand taller. Oh. Ball just waves. The 5 pin should kick in and kick out the 9. But the ball is so powerful, it pushes the 5 pin straight back, and the ball just passes along, leaving the 9 pin standing. A little reset here. Shannon's been accurate on her spares. Her spare shooting's been great the last 3 weeks, she said, since shooting so many. Tough break, only early on in the match, 3rd frame. Looking to make the 9 pin.
Got it that time.
Let him have a look at it. Takes care of business.
Probably the most calm I've seen her, even though it's been since last year since she made the telecast. She just looks cool, collected, committed.
I thought she seemed very relaxed and in a good spot when we spoke with her after she qualified for the show as a top seed. Matter of fact, yep, I belong here. I deserve this. Now here she is. That's way off the mark.
Leaves the washout.
Wash out for the lefty.
1379.
79, that's right.
Yeah, she can be aggressive, she can be firm, but the left lane supposedly to be much, much tighter. You can see the ball really just doesn't slow down and pick up. I'm not sure how much she practiced on the left lane during the practice session. If she bowled more on the right lane, if she didn't use enough surface on the left lane.
Can't cover everything. That looked like a great effort for the 7 pin, but it stands. It's a crucial open frame.
Watches the ball, hits the right side of the head pin. Just the angle, I mean, fraction of an inch, half an inch to wrap itself around the 7 pin.
Liz knows an opportunity when she sees one. Front 4 go by 46 pins. All 10 down. Does just that. Stays hot.
Liz has a little miss inside of her still. Out a little bit aggressive, a little bit more in front of her onto the lane. Hydroplaned a little bit longer. She's able to catch those mixers. It's amazing how big her pocket becomes sometimes. It just doesn't have to hit flush to knock down 10 pins. It catches the mixers, trips the 4 pins. I've seen her break up so much in her history out on tour and bowling and competition.
Looking for the front 5. You bet. Tap on the 4, down it goes. 5 straight to open the championship match for Liz Johnson, and a huge lead at 56 pins.
She's a little bit deeper inside in the left lane. You can see 9, 10. Moves in off the sidewall and kicks back underneath to trip the 4 pin.
Here's Shannon in front of so many family and friends from nearby Dayton. Leaves the 7.
Only 5 frames in, some nasty breaks, the 9 pin, the ringing 7. Struggling a bit on the left lane. This is a good, easy spare for her to make.
Got 7, and she couldn't remember when we talked to her pre-match ever being the top seed. It's a different sort of pressure.
It is, it's different. She also said she kind of feels comfortable about that. She's only 1 game to win. You know, not taking anything for granted. Maybe it's a little bit easier, but she likes her chances coming into tonight's match that, hey, it's just 1 game, it's 10 frames, anything can happen. If she doesn't like her ball reaction, she's going to change, and that's exactly what she's doing on the left lane. Looks to me like a more aggressive cover bowling ball. See if the ball picks up sooner. Hits the 1-2 pocket for the lefty.
Great shot, Shannon Blahowski. Still Liz in control.
Yeah, second time starting off the match with the front 5.
Did so against Clara Guerrero. Won that one, 234-205. Looking to get halfway home to perfection. Yes! Front 6 for Liz, and look at the lead, 66 pins.
I believe there's a little bit of history here, Dave. There's only been 2 women to ever shoot 300 on TV, and you're looking at one of them. Liz Johnson, I think Michelle Feldman have had 300 on a TV show appearance, and Liz is halfway there.
Looking for 7. Has 7. 7 up, 7 down for Liz Johnson. Look at the lead at 76 pins. Thinking about a title and a 300 game with a $10,000 bonus. Blahowski responds with a nice strike. It's got to be so tough for Shannon, who's bowled so well this week, near her hometown, to get to the top seed and then just run into this buzzsaw. Liz Johnson at the title hill.
Yeah, she's bowled against Liz so many times. Makes the ball change on the left lane where she's come up light. Another nasty 7-pin lead.
Three women have done it. Michelle Feldman, Cara Honeychurch, Liz Johnson, 300 on TV.
Oh yeah, thanks for
Claire
reminding me,
Fine.
Dave. Yeah. How could I forget Cara Honeychurch, the other left-hander?
There's a 7-pin for Shannon Blahowski. Here we go. Seven down, 5 to go. Liz Johnson chasing a title and a 300 game. Is 8 great? You better believe it. 8 up, 8 down for Liz Johnson. The front 8 and a 77-pin lead.
Up the lane, 8-9, a little bit more firm with her ball speed. I'm just in awe. I'm just going to sit back and watch. Front 8, looking for number 9 on the left lane.
Looking for number 9. The 7-pin gets tapped. There it goes. 9 up, 9 down for Liz Johnson. She's closing in on a perfect game.
Just amazing. A little bit deeper on the left lane, a little further inside. Aggressive with the ball speed. Mixes up the 10. Shannon Blahowski just trying to strike now. Knocks out the 7-pin. Little blow to the fingers. Hey, caught it that time. Knocked down all 10. Just a max score of 213.
Big watch party, Capri Bowl, right? In Dayton, everyone's watching there where she works. All the practice, all the great bowling fans of Dayton, Ohio.
These last 3 events have been really good for Shannon. She's built up some more confidence. Strikes right there, the first ball in 10th frame. Really changed how things were going physically after our Team USA camp back in July at the International Training and Research Center. Had some good work on her fundamentals and physical part of her game. Hence why she's had success the last 3 weeks. Keep your head up high, Shannon. It's bound to come. Great execution, great physical player. 18 years on Team USA. She wants to make 20. Autumn off into the background, kind of shrugging her shoulders too. Oh no!
Come on, Mom.
So Liz Johnson will win this title. Good celebration as her and her partner Kasha will go to Hawaii to celebrate their honeymoon. I think this extra spending money will be good for them.
Yeah, it was. It's the honeymoon for the married couple. It's pretty awesome. And Shannon Plahowski finishes with 202. Great bowling, Shannon, this week. On the way to the #1 seed. Now, we've not had a perfect game on TV on the PWBA Tour since Liz did it in Florida in 2001. It's been that long. Perhaps a new chapter of history unfolds here today in Columbus. Looking for 10. Liz Johnson won't get there. The 10 pin stands. It's the front 9. What an effort for Liz today.
Absolutely amazing, great shot. Firm with her ball speed. Just not enough to slow down and kick out the 10. Amazing. But as she finishes off here in the 10th frame day for 279, if she strikes out, guess what? Nationwide was on her side tonight.
No doubt about that. It's been wrapped up. She has won the Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open Championship. It's her 24th career title. She won with E.J. Tackett the PWBA striking against breast cancer mixed doubles title in Houston. Out of that, a championship here in Columbus tonight. We'll hear from Liz when we return. Tour and the champion Liz Johnson, 278-202 win for Shannon Plahowski with a front 9. Shannon O'Keefe joined by Travis Goodwin, Nationwide Relationship Manager. Time for the trophy presentation, Shannon.
Travis, you have the trophy to present to Liz.
On behalf of Nationwide, I would like to congratulate you on winning the Nationwide PWBA Columbus Open. What a dominant performance. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Travis. Nationwide was on my side today. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Wayne Webb and Elaine at Columbus Bowl. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. Pepsi, BowlerX, AMF, Go Bowling, USBC, BPAA, Storm Products. You guys are the best. Storm Nation, I love you guys so much.